Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today is James's 6-week update. This is the third time I'm filming this, as with a couple of minor technical issues, but hopefully this will be okay now. I just thought I'd speak a little today about how he's getting on and briefly speak about how I'm feeling 6 weeks postpartum. So as you can see, little man here is sleeping. He's much more alert now, so the fact he's sleeping now is a bit disappointing because he was so alert earlier when I was filming this the first couple of times, but never mind. I might actually add a clip in to show you quite how alert he is later on. Starting off with sleeping, he's still sleeping really well during the night. He only really gets up once during the night to feed. It, however, does take about 1.5–2 hours maybe to get him to settle back down. Sometimes you're lucky and he might just take an hour, but most of the time it's kind of coming up for that 2-hour mark before he'll finally settle down. So he takes a good few feeds on either side before he'll finally settle down. But I suppose if but as I'm getting a reasonably good chunk of sleep, it isn't too bad. The worst thing is sometimes because it takes so long, you're quite awake, so it takes me a while to get back to sleep, or by the time he's asleep it's not long and then Olivia's up, so that can be a bit difficult, but we're getting there. It's not too bad. It could be a lot worse. At least he is sleeping. During the day he sleeps maybe about an hour in the morning, maybe a couple hours in the afternoon. He's a good old nap in the afternoon, and then maybe an hour sort of late afternoon into the evening before he goes to bed. Maybe 8–9 o'clock or 9–10 o'clock, depending what he slept prior to that. So in terms of feeding, I'm still feeding myself. I'm really enjoying it. He's getting on really well, no issues at all. I did manage to express a little sup last week to get him to take a bottle, which he took no problem. We used the Tommy Tippy ones, but as I only got 1.5 ounces, which was after doing it on 2 sides over half an hour, so I didn't have much luck expressing the first time, and it just doesn't look like it's going to be something I'm going to be able to do, which is disappointing because I think I would quite enjoy being able to like combi feed with a bottle of expressed milk, but I don't know, it's just, there's obviously plenty of milk there in terms of him getting it. He can get it no problem, but the machine just isn't playing ball. So obviously there's some people who can get loads and loads, and then there's people like me who just struggle with it. But if anyone's got any tips, I'd greatly appreciate it. In terms of switching to formula, I'm not sure. I changed with Olivia about 4.5 months. I started weaning her off of myself, and I kind of said I was going to do it earlier this time, but I'm not sure. I quite like it, so we'll see. We might do a bit of like combi feeding with formula. So like if there's a day where I'm out and about, we'll just maybe take a bottle and see how he gets on, or if I'm like going out and leaving him, then I can always leave you can always get a bottle of formula. We'll just see how it goes. I'm not going to put any pressure on myself, but it's certainly a lot easier for me to do it, and in some ways, and it's also a lot more cost effective. I mean, tubs of formula are like a tenner a tub, and it's so expensive when they're eating an awful lot. Oh, he's having a little stretch here. So we'll just see how it goes. He's obviously going to take a bottle no problem, so I've no issues with that, thankfully. What else? He's developing so well. As I say, he is so much more alert now, much more alert. He's really strong. He's got good head control, which he was always from the start, but it's getting even better now. He seems to like standing on his feet. Like obviously we hold him, but if you kind of hold him up, he puts his feet flat on, and he's quite inquisitive. So he likes being up and looking about. Olivia was exactly the same. She totally hated lying on her back, and he's he's exactly the same. He wants to be up, he wants to be nosy in, he wants to be seeing what's going on, he doesn't want to miss out. But in terms of the feet thing, I've never seen that before, but he does seem to quite like being on his feet. That's maybe an indication that he'll be walking before we know it. Certainly Olivia was an early crawler and a walker, so it might be the same with him. He's really talkative. Like if you interact with him, he's really, really smiley. I've never seen such a smiley, happy newborn. Just honestly, as soon as you speak to him, he's smiling and laughing. Not quite laughing yet, but smiling, and just like really, really happy little newborn. It's so cute to see. And as I say, he's really chatty. Like obviously he's not talking, but you know, like loads and loads of like sounds are coming out, which Olivia never really did. Not until a lot later on, but he honestly, as soon as you start speaking to him, he's just like little babbles away, and it's these little noises, and they're so cute. I'll maybe see if I can insert a clip here so you can see how he gets on. Where's your smiles to do? Hello. Hello, get a story. Am I getting a story? Where's your stories? Hello. Hello, baby boy. Hello. And how like happy and smiley he is. He's definitely starting to take a notice of things around him. We've got like a little bouncer for him, or like a little chair he can sit in, which has got like an arch with toys, and he looks at that, and he quite interacts with it, and he tries to kind of, you know, he's using his hands to try and hit them. So he's definitely much more like alert and less sleeping time. Obviously because he sleeps during the night, he doesn't sleep so much during the day, and therefore he does take a lot of feeding during the day as well. So there's a lot of work goes on during the day with him. You've got to keep him entertained. He's not always sleeping. He's into 0 to 3 clothing. He is going to be a very, very long boy, and he's fitting really, really well into them. You know, sometimes when you put them into that new size to start with, it can be a bit like big, but they need it. No, he's definitely fitting very comfortably into 0 to 3, so it'll be 3 to 6 before we know it. He is he was weighed last week, or a couple of weeks ago, and he was £10.13, so he'd put on a couple of ounces since his birth weight. So he's doing really, really well. His weight is going up, and it's in proportion to his length, so he's high up on the percentiles for weight, but obviously it goes with his length. When he was born, he was 57.1, if you haven't seen any of my updates or anything. He hasn't been measured since, but he is due to get measured next week by the health visitor. They don't do it too much here because it's something to do with our hips. But I did kind of try and measure him today just so I could give you an indication, and he's probably up to about 60 centimetres, I would say. So he's definitely getting bigger. He's definitely going to be a long boy. I think it's like the 99th centile for height he is on, so he's going to be a very big boy. He had quite a lot of baby acne for a while, but I would say sort of as he came round to this 6-week mark, it's definitely fading a lot more. It's gotten really, really much better. There's still a few marks, but nothing to what it was. It was so bad, like over his face and his neck, and it kind of even went onto his like chest and like torso. I really don't remember Olivia being so bad, but I'm really glad that it's away now because his face looked really, really sore. Now he's got cradle cap. There's like the 2 strips along here. He's getting a little bit of cradle cap. Olivia had it quite bad, especially like later in when she was little, and I ended up using coconut oil and like using a comb just to kind of like get rid of it, and I did that a couple of times and then that was it. So we'll maybe have to do the same with him to see if we can get rid of it. It's not too bad at the moment. He has lost his hair like round here where he lies. It's quite funny. He's still got the, I don't know if you can see, but he's still got a little tuft down at the back of his neck. So hopefully he won't lose any more. I do think he's going to be a bit of a blondie. I'm sure I can see blonde hairs coming through, and it has lightened quite a bit since he was born, but he still has really, really, like, eyebrows are there, but they look really, really light. So We think he might be a blondie, which is what me and Craig were when we were younger. Although now we're a bit more like mousy brown. But was I dark in my hair? But Olivia's really dark. I did not expect Olivia to be so dark as she is. But I have a slight suspicion, I could be wrong, that he might be a blondie. But he's doing just absolutely fine. I don't know, he's just so cute. I just love looking at him. He's just got the best facial expressions, and he's just got this little face. Because his weight was 9.1, when we tell people that, they're always like really surprised, because he doesn't look like a 9.1 baby. Because he's all length, he's still really slim in the face, and he just doesn't look like a 9-pound baby. He looks like 6-7 pound. He's just a cute wee little thing. I could just look at them all day. They're just so cute. Oh, just enjoying every moment, because obviously it will be the last one. But yeah, that's everything to do with him. I can't think of anything else. Just a little wee insight into how I'm getting on. I feel totally fine, back to normal. I'll probably start being able to exercise a bit more, hopefully. We've got both me and James have got a 8-week review with the doctors at the end of the month, so we'll get that, and hopefully we'll get all clear, and I'll be able to get back to being a bit more kinder on my body. I think, you know, it's done its job now. Let's take care of it, get some healthy food into it, get it exercised, and lose all this baby weight. I do feel really tired. I have been suffering with a slight cold, but more a sore throat and a bit of a cough. And although I am getting sleep, it is broken. And then when you've got Olivia to look after, you kind of have that like newborn days where you can just nap all the time. It's when he's napping, I'm usually doing something with Olivia, or I'm trying to get her organised, or I'm trying to get myself organised, or I've got a house to sort out. So there never really is a point where I can say, oh, I'll have a nap. I would say the only kind of really time I'd try and do it is if we've nothing on and Olivia's napping, and I'll maybe have a nap with him. That's about the only time it really works. But I have been feeling really tired and really struggling with it. Like some days I just kind of keep my eyes open, especially when I'm feeding. You know, your body must be like using so much, you know, energy, and then you're trying to keep your eyes open, and it's just, oh, so difficult. But that's it. Me, other than that, I'm doing absolutely fine. Starting to feel more myself now as sort of like the weeks go on, past that sort of pregnancy stage now, and glad it's all over. So that's it for now. I think that's everything. I hope you've liked this vlog. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you are new, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you the next time. I'll link all those other updates down below.